Good Sunday morning and welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Feels just a little bit sweeter waking up on this Sunday after a win over Alabama. Man, the Neyland impact is real. Josh Heupel now 22-4 inside Neyland Stadium, won 17 of the last 18 games, 7-0 in 2022, 6-1 in 2023, and now 4-0 in 2024. Neyland was electric last week. It was electric yesterday. A lot of kids in town, a lot of special visitors, a lot of guests, a lot of recruits, a lot of VFLs, man. What an electric environment inside of Neyland Stadium. And just looking at what Josh Heupel has done in just 4 years at Tennessee, you rewind time and you look firing Jeremy Pruitt, being at rock bottom, and now here we are. Beat Florida in back-to-back home games for the first time since 1990 and 1992. Now you beat Alabama back-to-back home games for the first time since 2004 and 2006. Look, when you come to Tennessee, when you were hired as the coach at Tennessee, you were brought in to beat the big three, the Georgias, the Alabamas, and the Floridas. You look at Kiffin, Dooley, and Butch, 0 wins. 0 wins against Alabama, 1 win against the Gators. Butch Jones did it in 2016. Then you look at Georgia. Kiffin beat him in 2009. Butch Jones beat him in 15 and 16. But you got to look, man, Kirby Smart didn't even take over Georgia until that 2016 season. And then you look at what Josh Heupel is doing, beating the Floridas and the Alabamas. And now it's time to take that next step and go put one on the Georgia Bulldogs. A slow start, right? You want to talk about this football team. This defense keeps them in games. Good teams find a way to win. We talked last night on the post-game show. Do you really buy into that? Do you really believe that teams learn how to win? But it feels like this Josh Heupel football team has learned how to win. 0 points in the first half, 3 straight weeks, but Tennessee still finds a way to win. You've got everything to play for. Everything is in front of you. You've got a bye week to get healthy, to get right. Some people want to talk about the Arkansas game coming off of a bye week. You know, Josh Heupel's been really good coming off of the bye. I think you look at that Arkansas game, it's more about the struggles on the road. But Josh Heupel has been good coming off a bye week. You got a week to get healthy. And then guess what? We talk about that Neyland impact. We talk about the Neyland effect. You've got the Kentucky Wildcats coming to town. You got Mississippi State coming to town. And then you go on the road and play Georgia. After the win last night, Tennessee's college football playoff chances shot up to 70%. According to the ESPN FPI, everything is in front of you. You've got everything to play for. We've had a night to sleep on it. The emotions are still there. I am still fired up and ready to go. Man, it feels good to be a Tennessee Vol, but this is the day after. We're going to get into it. If you guys will do me a YouTube favor real quick and just smash the thumbs up just below the video. It is quick, free, and easy, and it does help this channel. Also, if it's your first time here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts, insiders, media, journalists, reporters. We don't pretend to be any of that. This channel was built on the back of the fans. It is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Typically, we do our fan call-in shows at 7 o'clock on Sunday evenings, but Coach Jay is on his way in town right now. We're going to hang out, spend some time together. So we're going to move the fan call-in show to tomorrow night, Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You guys will get to come on the show, hang out. Eric Kane, we're shifting our morning show. We're going to move it to Sunday or Monday night as well. So Kaner will be on for about 30 minutes. Then we'll open it up to a fan call-in show. So make sure you dial in, tune in for that. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this win over Alabama. Again, you guys know I love the quote. I love when Josh Heupel says it. Ain't going to be perfect. Ain't got to be perfect. Go out, execute for 60 minutes, take care of business, play for one another, and that's what this football team does. But they lean on that defense. Again, 0 points in the first half for 3 straight games, but this Tennessee defense finds a way to dig in and take care of business and set this team up for success. The offense continues to lean on them, and I think we're seeing some sparks from that offense. If they can turn the corner, this football team can play with anybody in the country. But how about that Tim Banks defense? That is a national championship caliber defense. Jermod McCoy, look at him. I mean, I know we talk about the defensive line, and that defensive line's got a bunch of dudes. James Pierce is starting to play really good football. The interior of that defensive line is playing good football. Joshua Josephs is playing good football. But how about those guys in the secondary? How about Jermod McCoy? Just a dude, just a dog. Ryan Williams, targeted 19 times. And we knew going in, man, we said it. The 17-year-old kid, if you didn't know, he was 17 years old. He's going to make his plays, and he did. He made some plays, had 8 catches for 73 yards, but he was targeted 19 times, only 7 yards after the catch. Elite performance by this secondary, by Jamad McCoy, by Ricky Gibson. How about Will Brooks? What a story, man. What a story for Will Brooks. The Birmingham, Alabama kid makes the interception to put the game away, but I thought he played a solid game start to finish. 8 tackles, had a tackle for loss, made a great play on Jalen Milroe. Absolutely great play. Milroe could have had a house call. And Will Brooks goes and makes a play, prevents him from doing that. Alabama just 3 of 14 on third downs, held him to 75 yards rushing, 2.2 yards per carry, 3 sacks, 9 TFLs, 12 quarterback hurries. Jalen Milroe, particularly as the game went on, as it got late, I kept waiting. Where is that Jalen Milroe mistake? He's going to make a mistake. We knew he was going to make a mistake. The later we got into that ball game and Tennessee's offense kind of started to find their rhythm, Jalen Milroe was uncomfortable. This defense made him uncomfortable. The Neyland impact, the Neyland effect, whatever you want to call it, is real, and Jalen Milroe looked rattled. We made a difference yesterday inside of Neyland Stadium, but Tim Banks, man, he is at his best when he is playing aggressive. And again, we talked about this on the post-game show, when you've got the confidence in Jamad McCoy and Ricky Gibson to say, go out there, play man coverage, and we are going to get after the quarterback. Tim Banks can do what he wants to do. Now, we are seeing that true Tim Banks defense, which has gotten better year in and year out at Tennessee. I told you guys last year, and now I think a lot of people are starting to see it. Tim Banks is going to end up as a head coach, and we're going to look back and say, man, I wish Tim Banks was still here. But we got a pretty good linebacker coach in William Inge that has also coached a little defense as a coordinator. So maybe Josh Heupel is playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. 0 points in the first half, 3 straight weeks. That's got to be fixed. That's got to be cleaned up. Got to find a way to start fast. And you had an opportunity to do that. You know, we've seen it the last 2 weeks against Florida and then yesterday against Alabama. Tennessee's offense came out and they played well early, but then fumbled the football at the mesh exchange point last week. Nico put it on the ground. This week, Dylan Sampson, 20-yard gain, puts the football on the ground. And look, Dylan Sampson, that's not who he is. We've not seen him put the ball on the ground very often throughout the course of his career. But just offensive woes, man. Nico had a throw behind Brew McCoy early in the game. You had the Dylan Sampson fumble. You had Squirrel White open. He dropped a pass. Chris Brazell dropped a pass. Squirrel White was wide open for a touchdown over the middle on the third drive of the game. It's overthrown. Just so many things going on throughout the course of the game. And it's, man, here we go again. I've seen this story. You know, you had 3 turnovers and 2 missed field goals in the first half alone. Nico goes down hurt. Gaston Moore comes in, 3rd and 9. Horrible situation for a kid to come off the bench. Throws a terrible interception. Nico's interception was bad. And the frustrating part about Nico's interception is it's 1st and 10, and you're down there in the red zone. And I get it. You're trying to make a play. Nobody's open. I get it. Your arm got hit, whatever, ball comes out, interception. There is nobody open. Why are you trying to make a throw there? Throw it out of bounds, run out of bounds, live to fight another down. It's 1st and 10. You got plenty of opportunities to try to get points on the board right there. So early woes, early struggles, and then it felt like Nico found his juice. Nico found his confidence. You know, we saw him go down hurt. Everybody's holding their breath. Everybody gasped. What's going to happen? Is Nico going to come back in? I felt like that was kind of a spark. When he went down hurt, he came back with a different energy. And I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's the way it felt to me when he came back in after the energy, had a little pep in his step. Come in third quarter, down 10-7. You know, you'd already put one in the end zone, but that was a run-heavy drive. Sampson had a few big runs. Nico had a couple of runs. You got bailed out by a defensive pass interference, put the ball on the 2-yard line. You punch it in with Dylan Sampson. So it's a 10-7 game, and then Nico truly found his spark. It's 3rd and 6. You go out there, Heupel takes a timeout. You're scratching your head going, we may need that timeout, coach. Alabama shows blitz. Heupel doesn't like it, calls timeout, gets his guys on the sideline, has time to put together a play. And what do? They go out and roll the pocket. And that's when Nico throws the dart to Dante Thornton. 61 yards. D-Samp punches it in on the next play. And then in the fourth quarter, man, Heupel elects to punt, lean on his defense. Again, I'm going, man, where's my aggressive coach? But I think he truly trusts his defense. And what do? They go out there and get the stop. The Vols take over at midfield, lean on the run game, get down there in the red zone. You got another 3rd and 5 from the 16, and then Nico throws an absolute dart. What a throw. What a catch by Chris Brazell. Just big-time players making big-time plays. We heard Cole Kubelik say it this week. Go be a Tennessee player. Go do what Tennessee players do. Go make plays. Nico with an absolute dart. And then again, Chris Brazell, just what a great catch. Nico finished today 14 to 27, 194 yards, a touchdown, had the interception, 9 carries, 44 yards. But I think he found his spark. I think we are starting to see this offense make progress. And yeah, we're over halfway through the season. And I kind of thought going into this game, can your offense really take that big of a step? But they've been so close, man. They've been so close. Dylan Sampson continues to be a dude, man. 26 carries, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he had 35 yards in the first half. But Dylan Sampson gets better as the game goes on. He's leading the SEC in rushing yards with 838. He's leading the SEC with rushing touchdowns at 17. He's so close to being the single season record holder for rushing touchdowns at the University of Tennessee, averaging almost 6 yards a carry, has 600 plus rushing games. Just a dude, man. He is the leader of this football team, vocally, on the field, off the field. Starting to scratch the surface, boys. We're starting to see what this Tennessee football team can be. 6-1. Kentucky coming to town. Mississippi State coming to town. You go on the road to play Georgia. You got UTEP coming to town. It was so crucial to get through this Alabama game, no matter how you did it, right? We talked about maybe dropping the game to Oklahoma. None of us expected. Well, some of us expected the Arkansas loss. And then you had the Alabama game. And it's like, man, if you can get through this portion of the schedule with only 1 loss and you've got everything to play for, you've set yourself up with an opportunity to make a run as we move into November. Again, you go on the road at Georgia. Is that a must-win game? Let's go win them all, boys. Let's go win them all. College football playoff or bust. ESPN FPI says we got a 70% chance. What do you guys think? Jump into the comment section and let me know. As always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's in the description below. You can also think about supporting this channel by becoming a member. You can hit the join button right over there beside subscribe, or there is also a link in the description to do that as well. It's just $1 a month. If you want to give more, you can. That's what keeps this show going for the fans, by the fans, also fan funded. This show does not exist without your support. It allows us to do the morning streams, provide content throughout the week. You guys keep the lights on around here, and for that, I am grateful. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.